Welcome back to Good Fundies, everybody. My name is Matt, and this is Ken. And today we are going to be breaking down the divisional playoff games. Yesterday didn't go too well. Nearly every single thing I said was incorrect. So we'll try to bounce back today. We have the Houston Texans visiting Gillette Stadium to take on the Patriots. And then the Rams are heading to Soldier Field, where it is supposed to be extremely cold. We got football weather, both games. It's going to be a blast. Ken, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I am so excited for these games today, especially the Houston-New England game. I want to see that defense go against Drake May so bad today.
Yeah, he said they've had a little bit of an easy path. No disrespect to the Patriots, who've been amazing and could be a Super Bowl winning team. This defense will be the biggest challenge they've faced all season. We got two stud coaches going at it. You wanted to get into that a little bit?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. D'Amico Ryans, these last three seasons, first in the AFC South 2023, they lost to the Ravens in the divisional game. 2024, first again, but they lost to the Chiefs in the divisional game. So now, second in the AFC South. What's going to happen? You know, may this be their year? Are they going to get to the AFC Championship game? I don't know. It's all up in the air right now. And the same thing with, I just love Mike Vrabel's story right here. He was on Tennessee, as we know, for all those years, went to the playoffs in 3 of those years. Now he's on New England. He's coaching a great team. They went from worst to first in the AFC East this year. They've had such a good season. It's really exciting to see what they're going to do in this game.
It makes you wonder how Vrabel was floating around without a job for a little while.
It's true.
Guy's a stud. And Pats fans already loved him, so it didn't take any time to warm up to him at all. I don't have this exact statistic in front of me, but the Houston Texans started this season 0-3. Would they be the first 0-3 team to make a Super Bowl? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but they're on a 10-game heater right now, so.
Yeah, that Houston defense has proven to be too much for just about anyone. I always want to say Will Howard, so I'm going to check myself this time and say Will Anderson, 12 sacks, career high. Granted, it's only his third year. He had 11 last year, but he's a problem. Like I said before, all the respect in the world to the Patriots and their fans. Don't come at me in the comment. They were 32nd in strength of schedule. They had the easiest road to where they've been so far, but it doesn't matter. If you obliterate everyone you play, then clearly you're on another level, and Drake May doesn't appear capable of losing a football game. And their D was extremely dominant against the LA Chargers, who are extremely banged up. They had a patched together offensive line, but they put up 3 points, 1 field goal against this Patriots defense. They're nothing to sneeze at. They have one of the best defensive backs in the league in Christian Gonzalez. But I think, and I don't want to get into too much of the nonsense that I said yesterday, like team of destiny and all that caused me to make incredibly difficult choices. For those who haven't seen yesterday's video, I said the 7-point spread was borderline disrespectful in the Seattle game, and they would go on to win by 40. But the Patriots are special. They have a quarterback who may be a once-in-a-generation quarterback. They are absolutely capable of winning the Super Bowl with Vrabel at the helm. That said, I am going with, as we say here in the tri-state area, Houston. What about you?
Yeah, I'm definitely going with Houston on this. I mean, even just last week, the Chargers got after May. 5 times they sacked him, and he threw a pick. And that's the Chargers. No hate to the Chargers, but this Houston defense is far better. 6th in passing defense, 4th best in the rush this year, 2nd best scoring defense. I honestly think that Drake May is going to throw at least 2 interceptions today. Houston has 4 guys on the team with 4 interceptions each. Yes, I said that. 4 guys have 4 picks each.
It's a historic defense.
It's an insane defense. And same thing with Danielle Hunter, 15 sacks this year. He's going to be getting after May. But as we know, Drake May, MVP candidate, has a 113 passer rating, which is damn near, I think it's the best, or Stafford may have the best. It's either one of them. We all know what he can do with his arm. He's also sneaky with the run, as we know. He ran for 66 yards last week against the Chargers. He has Diggs to throw to. Diggs only had 2 receptions last week for 16 yards. He's going to need to step it up this game. Same goes for Stevenson and Henderson. They have to get the run game going. Stevenson had 10 carries, 53 yards for 5.3 average. He's going to need to get something like that going against this Houston defense in order to be successful. And I'm really excited to see the Will Campbell versus, like you were saying, Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter matchup today.
You mentioned Danielle Hunter. I don't know if there's another defensive player in football who puts up consistently excellent numbers and is never spoken about. CJ Stroud last week, to get into the Houston offense a little bit, looked like he was trying to do everything possible to lose the game in the first half. You're not going to win this game in New England making those same ridiculous mistakes. He couldn't hold on to the football. He looked rattled, and was really a defensive victory above anything else. No Nico Collins. He's had a down year. He still is number one target, and he's not going to be there.
Yeah, just to go back on what you were saying about Stroud, 5 turnovers against the Steelers, and he only had 2 fumbles in his 14 regular season games. That's an insane margin between one game to a whole season. And that's the Steelers defense. I know obviously they're good as well. Although Stroud had those turnovers, he also threw for 250 yards and a touchdown. He became the 4th quarterback in NFL history to start and win a playoff game in each of his first 3 seasons. Shout out to all the CJ Stroud haters out there. That stat is for the ages.
Well, there you have it. We're both going with Houston. If you're a betting man, you should bet every dime you have on New England, because I have never been correct about any of these things. Let us know in the comments below what you think, and please, if you haven't yet, take a moment to please like and subscribe to us, every single one of you. It means the world to us, and we thank you very much in advance. Let's dive right into the next game here. It's the Rams visiting the Bears. Doozy. Unbelievable, gutsy performance again from Chicago last week, knocking off Green Bay. People continue to doubt him, and they continue to prove people wrong. Again, I'm going to get into the stuff that I hate to say. Is this a team of destiny? Is this a special team? Is this a team you just can't pick against? Or are the LA Rams too much? That was overly dramatic, but what do you got?
No, I love the dramatic aspect of it. Yeah, it's going to be 4 degrees. Matt Stafford in 4-degree weather. Not a real good record, man. He's 1 for 9 in games where it is outdoor and it is raining and or snowing. He has thrown 16 touchdowns, but also 11 picks against a team now with 22 picks on the year. Is that stat going to translate to this game? I actually think it will. Plus, we all know last week he sprained his index finger on his throwing hand. So he's going to be throwing some wobbly balls to begin with. In the second half of that game, he wasn't completing as many passes anyway. So we saw it translate in real time. They still won. But I don't know. I kind of have a feeling that that's going to play a role in this game today.
I chose the Rams to win the Super Bowl before the playoffs started. But I honestly wasn't anticipating that road to the Super Bowl going through Chicago. So this is an unexpected curveball in that prediction. Matthew Stafford is on a mission. He may be having, he is having the best season of his career.
Yeah. MVP caliber.
Having a wide receiver in Puka Nacua who is incapable of dropping a pass helps. And Devontae Adams becoming his old self again and having, well, I guess he was never not his old self. He had to suffer on the Raiders and Jets for a little while, but now he's able to flourish again, and he looks like the Devontae Adams that we all know and appreciate watching week in and week out.
Yeah, speaking on Puka, the dude lit it up. He lights it up every weekend, but this last weekend especially, 10 catches on 18 targets, over 100 yards. I think he's going to, and a touchdown. I think he's going to have a very similar game today. He's definitely breaking the 100-yard mark. We're going to see how the run game gets going. Kyron Williams had 13 carries last week, 57 yards, averaged 4.4 in that game. Devontae, yes, he's amazing. I really want to see him get involved more. Of course, I placed a bet last week that he was going to score a touchdown. Of course, that didn't happen because I'm a terrible bettor. 5 catches for 72 yards. It would be really cool to see him score a touchdown today and also break that 100-yard mark. Could you imagine 2 receivers over the 100-yard mark? That would be so cool.
If it's going to happen in any game this week, it's this one.
True.
I want to talk a little bit about Caleb Williams, a little bit about number 18. He has solid numbers. We all know it. He's had a good season. But what's really carried him this season and what's really carried the Bears this season is these fourth quarter comebacks and game-winning drives. You know how many they have this year?
7,
including the playoff game against Green Bay last week. It begs the question, are the Chicago Bears one of the most dominant teams in the NFC, or are they hanging by a thread by their ability to roar back when it feels like the game's over? You could argue either way.
I agree.
Scoring enough points to win the game is scoring enough points to win the game. But you will eventually run into a team that's not going to allow you to come roaring back in the fourth quarter. And I think that's this week. I'm not going to go against my original Super Bowl pick, though I could very easily convince myself to go Bears here. And part of my heart almost hopes that they win the game because I really, really can empathize and appreciate what their fans have gone through, and to see them now finally have a really good, really competent team with a good head coach in Ben Johnson. Hey, look at me sitting here convincing myself to take the Bears, but I'm not gonna. I am going with the LA Rams. This is one where I would be more than happy to be wrong should Chicago pull it off.
This is going to be a storybook game if Chicago does pull it off. They're really going to have to lean on Loveland. Last week he was amazing. 8 catches on 15 targets, but 137 yards. And that fourth down catch that he caught with the game on the line was a phenomenal play and a phenomenal throw by Caleb. I really want to see Moore get involved. He's going to be coming back from that knee injury. Burden as well. It would be cool to see some nice special like end arounds. And we're going to see if Swift gets more involved this week as well. 13 carries, 54 yards last week, 4.2 average, but he did score a touchdown. I think he's really going to need to get more than 54 yards against the Rams if they're going to have any chance of winning this game.
The Bears have one of the worst defenses in the playoffs. The worst defense in the playoffs.
I think so, yeah.
I do think the weather will be a factor. They have that edge where they are used to performing in the cold weather, whereas the Rams offense is not. But again, regardless of that, they've been a pretty awful defensive unit this year. So again, I'm going with the Rams.
I agree. I'm also going with the Rams here. I feel like Stafford is unbeatable this year, and he's just going to take him to the promised land.
So there you have it. We're both going with the Rams, and we're both going with the Houston Texans. So if you are a betting man or woman or whatever, again, you are going with the Bears and you are going with the New England Patriots. Thanks so much for watching. Let us know below what you think. And once again, like and subscribe would mean so much to us. And thank you so much. Enjoy the games.